What up everybody, Cult Nerdy Core back in the video. This one is going to be another pickup video. I really haven't done one of these videos in a while. The reason for that being, I haven't really been picking up too many games. I've been kind of playing through all my older games, trying to get through a couple games that I haven't beaten yet. Currently I'm playing through Nier. Really good game so far. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it, just finishing up the third playthrough at the moment. So really I was waiting for Black Friday, Boxing Day, and Christmas for all the deals to start coming out on newer release PS4 games and sales on PS4 games of the past years. So I picked up a bunch of PS4 games, got a Blu-ray pickup and a pop. So that's what I'm going to show you guys this video. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so first up is Borderlands. This is one I was really excited for when it came out. I picked it up day one, so I paid full price for it. I've been playing it co-op with my brother and my friend on a different playthrough, so I haven't beat this game yet because we've been slowly picking at it. But what I've played so far of this game, it's actually really good. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Borderlands. I would still put it behind 1 and 2, but I would put it ahead of the pre-sequel. The story's decent. It's not fantastic. The comedy, I think, is lower on the scale compared to the other Borderlands games. I think 2 and the pre-sequel had the best comedy out of the entire franchise, and I've always liked 1 for the gameplay and the more expansive leveling up system. But overall, still a really good game, and I'm hoping to eventually make my way through it. Alright, next up is NBA 2K20. This is another one I bought full price. Kind of regret that now, but I was looking forward to getting into another basketball game. I've kind of taken a little break from basketball games because the last couple I bought haven't been that great, so I wanted to try to get back on the bandwagon. So I bought 2K20, hoping it would be like a fresh start since I haven't played a 2K since 2K16. But honestly, overall, not a lot has changed. I would say the gameplay has gotten a little bit different. I would say I would still prefer 16's play over 2K20, but 2K20 actually plays pretty solidly. For any of you that do play the basketball games, I would say, or are looking to get one, I would say stay away from this one, just because of how the microtransactions and the greed in this game are really high. I would say if you're looking for a single player game to do the My Career or the GM modes, I would say it's worth it because the basketball play is very good in this game. But any of the career mode for the online or any sort of online modes, I would stay clear of this one. Alright, next up is the one I'm probably the most excited for to have picked up, and that is Outer Worlds. And the reason for this, it's made by Obsidian, which, for those who don't know, made the Fallout New Vegas game, which is personally my favorite Fallout game. So I was really excited for when this dropped. It's definitely not to the standard of Fallout New Vegas. I think Fallout New Vegas is probably one of the best Western RPGs out there. But I would still say this is a very solid RPG. It's a little short. Definitely the critics and people who've been saying it's a little short got that correct. But overall, the gameplay and the actual RPG elements are very solid, and a lot of it reminds me of New Vegas. And it finally, unlike Fallout 4, continued with the actual RPG mechanics that are built into the speaking system, your sciences, your weapons and stuff like that. So you can't be a jack of all trades, and you actually have to focus on leveling up things that you think are going to be key for your playthrough. And there's a lot of branching story paths and different ways to complete the game. So there's definitely replayability in this game. Alright, next up is Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel. This is one I was pretty excited for when it came out. I'm a big fan of the Crash Racing series. Mainly Crash Team Racing is my favorite, but I really enjoyed the second, the Nitro game. I didn't play the first one, but I was excited to play a lot of the tracks because they were all included in this one. And overall, the gameplay is solid. Plays exactly like I remember the PS2 one, just a little smoothed out with the better graphics and the better capabilities of the newer consoles. The story mode's pretty fun. There's not really a story. It's just kind of the classic bad guy comes in, threatens the world, but somehow we solve it with racing, with carts instead of violence, and then you outrace them and then you win, basically. But the tracks are a lot of fun. They're very unique. The drivers all play the same. There's kind of different racing styles. So there's like 4 or 5 different versions of racing styles. They all have like acceleration, speed, turning, like all that stuff. A lot of customization, but a lot of it's behind like a Fortnite store type system. So a lot of it's DLC, which is a bummer. Alright, next up is Catherine Full Body. And just to mention, Outer Worlds I got full price. Nitro Fueled I got for $20 on Black Friday. And I got Catherine Full Body as well on Black Friday. I got this one for $40. I was really interested in this game when it first came out on the PS3. But I never really took the jump on it. And this honestly kind of held its value through the whole time, so there was never really a super on sale version of this, so I never really picked it up. But this is the Steelbook edition of the Full Body, which is basically like, if any of you played Persona 4 Golden, it's like that, but for Catherine, it's basically just almost like a game of the year where they update it, re-release it, and add new content to it. Although I'm not huge into puzzle games, I'm hoping this one can get me into it. I've always really liked Atlas games, so I'm hoping their style can drag me into the puzzle games. Alright, next up is Medieval. This is one of the classic IPs for the PlayStation. Good old Sir Daniel Fothergill back at it again with another adventure. It's basically a remake of, I'm pretty sure, the first game. Not 100% on that, but I haven't played it yet. As you can see, it's still sealed. I got this one as a gift. I'm really hoping to get into this one eventually. I really like the one on the PSP. I never really played the original one, but I watched my dad play through the whole thing, so I'm hoping to experience it myself. Really excited for this one, actually. Alright, next up we're getting into my Boxing Day pickups. First up is Dead or Alive 6. I picked this one up because I was having an itch for a fighting game. Enjoyed Dead or Alive 5 on the Vita. I thought the combat was good. The story was okay. And the arcade ladder was pretty fun. For some reason in this game, they basically cut a bunch of content. Like, there's a bunch of characters missing. They lock them behind, like, DLC paywalls. And you can basically afford no costumes. And they're very hard to get and very grindy. And a lot of the costumes that you would have been able to get in other games are locked behind DLC, so they definitely cheapened down on this one, which sucks because the combat and how the game looks is actually very good. The sound, the visuals, and the combat, I would say, are the highlights of this game. The multiplayer is kind of dead, but overall, still kind of fun. I think the story is a little better in this game than 5. So it's a solid fighting game. I would say only get it if you have a real kick for a fighting game. Other than that, there's better fighters out there. I got this for $20, so I'm not complaining too much. Alright, next up is one that I was a little hesitant on when it first came out, but I got this for $15 on Boxing Day, so I'm definitely able to jump in for that price, which is Kingdom Come Deliverance. This is one that I was really interested in the combat and the kind of era that it takes place, but I never really committed to it because I heard a couple mixed things about it. So I was waiting to see if I really wanted to dive into it, and I guess I just got caught up in other games because I never really looked at it after that. Then I saw it when I was out on Boxing Day. I saw it for $15, so I was like, why not? Let's give it a try. And it's the Royal Edition, so it comes with the DLCs. So I'm actually looking forward to getting into this. I'm hoping the combat and the story can really drive me in and allow me to enjoy this game. But I'm probably going to get into this after Catherine, honestly. I'm looking forward to see if hopefully this game's good. Right now, my one Blu-ray pickup. This is dark as heck, so it might be a little hard to pick up. But this is Game of Thrones Season 8. 8th season of Game of Thrones. I have all the other ones on Blu-ray, so I got this one. I asked this for a gift on Christmas, and I got it. So I'm very grateful for that. But I really just wanted to complete the collection. because honestly this season's probably the worst, but having all of them complete is very nice. And they still look great. Like, I really love the design they went for with these cases. And then finally, my pop pickup. My brother actually got this for me for Christmas. This is the Harley Quinn Pop. I don't really know the specifics on the exclusivity of this. It says it's an EVA game exclusive. I'm pretty sure it's the mallet version. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I'm not super big into pops. I have a couple that I like of the characters that I like, and that's about it. I don't really hardcore collect them. I'm probably at the point where I almost could do a pop collection video, but I probably need a couple more to make it a worthwhile video. I'm a big fan of Harley Quinn though, so that's why he got it for me. So it's really cool actually. Alright, that wraps up my pickup video. This would be the second holiday haul. I hope you guys had a great holiday, whatever you celebrate. And let me know some of the games you picked up, if you got any on Boxing Day, Black Friday, or got anything for gifts, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching. And remember, everybody has some newness at their core.